Hello everyone, back on basics. You're gonna remember that name. It's gonna be ingrained in your mind. Back on basics. Why? Because a lot of times what we need to do is head back to our foundation, which is back on basics. Um, before I begin the video, and this is a shorter video, before I begin the video, don't forget to subscribe to Back on Basics. We actually got one subscriber today, and I know that you know that, for example, Logan Paul, which I will talk about later on, he has like millions of subscribers, right? But we got one subscriber Back on Basics, which brings us up to 5, which is great. So I celebrate you, subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for the people that are giving thumbs ups, because it's actually giving me more ideas on how to use previous videos to kind of have a spin-off as to what to do, what to talk about. And again, from time to time, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the notification button, so that way you know when new videos come out. And on top of that, what I've been doing is I've been doing short videos, and I've been doing videos from a lot of different things, to singing to my cat on a high note, which was very interesting and very funny. Just snuggling with my younger cat Mochi, she's behind me. I won't even move, so that way she can see she's asleep in the chair behind me. Short topics that leads you to my videos and things like that. And so I'm creating a wealth of videos, so that way there's something for everybody, right? And so today's video is very important to me because it's something that got me going. Not only I was here in the United States when I was 9-ish, a little bit past 9. I was going to George Washington Elementary. Thank you, Ms. Katubik. Remember, that's one of the videos you should go watch. And the thing is that I was kind of lost because I didn't know, I wouldn't fit. It's kind of like those kids games where you're trying to fit a square or a round peg in a square hole, and it's hard. It was hard for me to relate to something. And then all of a sudden, I turn on the TV and I saw this guy getting beaten in a square ring. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why isn't anybody doing something? And lo and behold, that was the first time I ever watched professional wrestling. And I was hooked. I wasn't just hooked, I was hooked, because I've been a professional wrestler the majority of my life. I remember a story when my dad and my grandfather took me to the circus. And it was interesting because the circus happened. This was in El Salvador, by the way. This was before I was like 6 or 7, maybe. And this is and again, they did the circus stuff, not El Salvador circus. So it's like, elephant, different things, clowns, acrobats. But the last thing was actually a wrestling match between two people that for some reason, my dad knew one of them, and the other one was blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, they were both drunk. And so, and went a little bit beyond real, to the point that they started tossing and hitting with chairs. And these were the wooden chairs. These weren't the metal chairs from before, from now. And so they were just doing that, and the audience got in it, and they realized that it was real because they were really punching each other. my dad and my grandfather grabbed me by the hand and took me out because the audience was starting to throw uh, chairs into the ring. I've only seen this twice. The first time I saw it there in El Salvador in the circus wrestling match. The second time I saw it in ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling, which was way back when the audience was throwing chairs and chairs and chairs into the ring, and it's just like, yeah, this is like the circus in El Salvador. So that was my first live event that I saw wrestling. Funny thing is that the circus was near our house, and so we we went into our house. They were so into the fighting that they knocked over the entire canopy. Literally, when the army and the police came, the canopy was just down. There were no posts. People were out, and the two people got arrested. I mean, what better, like, uh, what better introduction to professional wrestling, right? For this kid, for this 7-year-old kid, I was like, hmm. So then, when I came to the United States and I saw that, I was a little bit over 9, and I didn't know at the time, but that was Dusty Rhodes. Rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes. He was a great wrestler. He was a talker. He was a wrestler. He did everything. He was the American Dream. And so, uh, and the people that were beating him up were the Four Horsemen. The Four Horsemen, right? Ric Flair. At that time, I think it was Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, and I think it was Tully Blanchard. I believe it was Tully Blanchard. And again, it was like, what the heck is going on? This looks very real. It didn't look fake. And that's the thing that hooked me. It didn't look fake. So, fast forward, I continue watching the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. They hooked me. Dusty Rhodes, great on the speaker. I mean, he was everybody's. You can relate to Dusty, right? I was a heavyset kid, and you can relate to Dusty because Dusty would say, "Hey, you know what? I dine with kings and queens, but I also eat pork and beans." And so it's like, yeah, this is what I wanted to hear, right? I wanted to relate to something. I wanted to be part of something. And so professional wrestling has given me that outlet where I can just let loose, right? And I can just do the things that uh, that I want to do. My brother and I, who's younger, my brother Dennis, or Dennis. So he actually, him and I must have broken 5, 6, 7 beds when we were younger, because we would just wrestle on the beds, and thank goodness we only wrestled on the twin bed, and we did get in trouble many, many times, and I think we ended up fixing one of the beds, but it still wasn't. But we would just do moves and wrestle and pretend we were a lot of different wrestlers. I mean, at that time I liked Hulk Hogan, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Ultimate Warrior, and then over here, right over here, the Macho Man Randy Savage, all time great wrestler. And so the wrestling evolved, and so did I. And so for me, wrestling is kind of like a time where I can sit and I can just relax and I can watch, and I can see like the drama. It's kind of like a soap opera for males, even though it's for everybody, right? But for me, I see it like a soap opera for males because you see the antagonist and a protagonist and the good guy and the bad guy and this and that. And so it just gives me a different perspective on life because it blurs the line between what's real and what's not, because it's right, it's not real, right? Everybody's not real, but it seems that way. if you're a good wrestler and you can sell it, or or you can take it. I mean, some of these things look very real. So again, I'm not saying that it's real, but it's very entertaining. So, I've been to a number of live events throughout my life. One time, my brother and I just went all the way to Fresno to watch uh, one of the I think it was one of the Royal Rumbles where 30 men come in and whoever and then get thrown over the rope, and whoever's the last one gets a title shot. This was in WWE, formerly WWF, and so you can see at the beginning of the video, and when some of the people come out, you can see my brother and I on the DVD. So we have a copy of the DVD, because it just shows us there, because we were in the back, but towards the entrance where the wrestlers come in, and it was awesome. I mean, it was great. So we had a great time. It was great. So again, I wanted to share with you because these are some of the things that I enjoy. I mean, there's got to be, I would recommend for you to find something that you love. Remember, I talked about music before. That's another thing. Writing, reading, playing games. There's a lot of different things. I like doing research. I like putting puzzles together, including stuff like daily stuff. And I think that's why I like business management, because you can put puzzles together. You can say, okay, this is the best way to get from point A to Z. And so, but when I was 9.5 or 9-ish, professional wrestling, Dusty Rhodes, may he rest in peace. He's the one who hooked me into professional wrestling. The four horsemen were great. Don't get me wrong. Dusty Rhodes sold his match. He sold his pretend injuries. He sold everything. I mean, it was like, ugh. I mean, I was so mad at the Four Horsemen, and I was mad because I didn't even know his name was Dusty Rhodes. This man just got beat up. He's like a common man. And so that was it. Professional wrestling. And again, it's an outlet. It helps me balance my life. Remember? Mind, body, mind, body. So, I mean, at some point I wanted to be a professional wrestler, or at least go to school and learn some of the moves. I mean, I'm older. I may not be as agile as I was, and so, but I still love watching it. I still love, if I could, attending it. And so, again, I wanted to share with you because it's one of the things that balances me. And I'm about balancing. I'm about mind and body balance, and I'm also about back on basics. So again, subscribe to my channel, Back on Basics. Hit the notification button, so that way you can see when new videos come in. Thank you for all of you that have subscribed to the channel. Remember, you hit the subscribe the subscribe button on YouTube, and then you'll see all of the other videos that I have available. At the same time, hit like, so that way I know which videos you enjoyed, and I can make videos with similar topics or some spin-offs of that topic. And so, again, Back on Basics. Until next time. Oh yeah, dig it.